Hey, what's up guys, Thomas Roger here. Today's video I'm going to talk about that Ed said he doesn't know what to release next on the Today Show, the City Concert series on Tuesday. And yeah, you know, there's three potential projects that Ed could release next. And that is the J Balvin projects, the collaborative album with J Balvin that we've long been awaiting for. The original Subtracts, the Perfect Acoustic album. I've talked about this in the past, a couple of weeks ago I believe, that I did a video on. And the second Aaron Dessner produced album with the songs Magical in England on it. And yeah, I'm just going to talk about them three upcoming albums by Ed. Like, you know, I love Subtracts so much, and you know, Ed could release these albums next year or whenever. But I'm going to talk about these three upcoming projects in this video. And yeah, let's get straight on the video. Let's get, as Ed said on the Today Show, the City Concert series, that he doesn't know what genre or album he releases next. And yeah, I'll play you guys this clip from the Today Show now.
You know, I think a lot of people want to know, with the record, you're away from the hip hop stuff right now. Where are you thinking musically you might go once this tour's over?
I don't know.
Where are you
really.
at?
Well, I've sort of made over the last few years, I've made a lot of music, and that's the point where I'm at now, is like what to do next, because I've known for the last 13 years what mathematics would be, and now it's like what to do next. So yeah, there's lots of questions going around my head.
What makes this album so special? And also, I was thinking you have Subtract. What's next? I literally was trying to go through. I'm like, what else? Pie?
No, I'm done. I'm done with mathematics.
No,
That's it.
oh, you are finished.
Yeah,
Because I literally this morning was trying to think of something else for you, and I got
So the tour is the mathematics tour, and it's those symbols,
that's it.
and that's it. And the next thing will be something different.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Yeah, guys, you know, I'll link all the interviews and all the performances in the description of this video from the City Concert series from Tuesday. And yeah, just can't wait for what Ed's got next, releasing pretty much. And yeah, the order I think it could go in is the J Balvin projects. It's because the music videos are already recorded and shot. I'd say the second Aaron Dessner produced album, like, I don't know, like a continuation from the first Aaron produced album, which of course is Subtracts now. And then the long-awaited for the Perfect Acoustic album, the original Subtracts that Ed's been stockpiling songs for so many years now. Just the Perfect Acoustic album, and you know, just keep tweaking it, maybe potentially. And you know, yeah, I do think Ed could release the Perfect Acoustic album, which was meant to be Subtracts, near the end of the Mathematics tour, because Ed said this in, I think it was like a French interview or something. He doesn't see Ed, well, even though Ed said he's finished with the mathematics symbols, but it doesn't want to end the mathematics era before Ed releases the Perfect Acoustic album, the original Subtracts, with that interview from. I'll play you guys that interview now.
In French, we have an expression that is la boucle est bouclée, which means the circle is now complete. Does Subtract conclude a certain chapter of your life?
Weirdly, no. I feel like I'd made an album that I thought was Subtract before Subtract. So until that comes out, I don't feel like the mathematics series is actually complete. Although you've got plus, multiply, divide equals Subtract, I feel like I have to put out this one that was going to be Subtract for it to be like, okay, now I can move on.
That, you know, with the Perfect Acoustic album, like I said in that interview, like, it doesn't, like, with the mathematics, it doesn't want to finish off the mathematics area yet after he releases that album, but he's still on the mathematics tour. But also Ed said the mathematics symbols are done, so potentially he will release. I do think he's going to release that album while still near the end of the mathematics tour. That could potentially be like 2025 or 2026 potentially. That is a long way away, guys. Or maybe next year, but I don't know. We just don't know. Even Ed doesn't know when he's going to release these albums. But you know me, guys, I love to theorize and speculate everything on this channel. But yeah, the Perfect Acoustic album that has been working on since Plus, and yeah. But yeah, the perfect acoustic album that Ed's been working on since Plus, Ed's just been stockpiling the perfect acoustic album, which was meant to be Subtract for so many years. Like, even after Plus, it was supposed to be Subtract, but then Ed made Multiply, and then after Divide, Ed was supposed to release Subtract, but then the pandemic hit, and then Ed decided to release Equals rather than Subtract and switch them both around. But now, you know, bad things happened to Ed in early 2022, and then Perfect Ed just had to really record and write these songs like a therapy for Ed, and yeah, going through that hard time, and now we just don't know what the album's called with the perfect acoustic album. We know, well, I think we definitely know one song, and it's called Italia, that Ed wrote in lockdown, the lockdown sessions, the Eco Studios. Yeah, you know, the original Subtract. There's multiple versions of Subtract, maybe potentially. The Hills of Aberfeldy was meant to end the perfect acoustic album, Subtract, but then Ed thought, oh, Subtract's the last mathematical album, we better end it with Hills of Aberfeldy, like ease the listener away. But yeah, you know, and I love that it's a nod to the perfect acoustic album. Yeah, you know, I'd love it to be released next year in 2024. The 10 years of Multiply, that would be amazing. Like, you know, that Multiply was supposed to be that album that but Ed was working with Rick Rubin, and then Multiply happened. Yeah, you know, I cannot wait to hear this perfect acoustic album by Ed. Yeah, I wonder what the album of it is going to be. People say it could be called Subtracted, the starting of the next 5 albums, potentially could be called Rewind, or it could be called the Mathematics album. As you know, Ed's been working on this album since the first Mathematics album, and then maybe Ed could write more perfect acoustic songs from now to the release of the perfect acoustic lo-fi album, which was supposed to be Subtracts. But yeah, I cannot. I think this is one of the albums that I cannot wait for to release by Ed. Hopefully next year or whenever Ed feels ready to release the perfect acoustic album. And yeah, so I saw this on an Instagram story. Shout out to Super Jules 69. I saw it on their story. Some action to maybe be the perfect acoustic album, and I searched up on Google some action, the process of adding things together, the sum action of numbers of small pieces of evidence, the process, and then the process of summing the process of summing something up. These will need some action in a single document. That is an amazing name for the perfect acoustic album, as it is still a mathematical symbol, but it isn't the plus, subtract, equals, divide, multiply. Yeah. But it is totally different mathematical symbol, and yeah, you know, like literally, like the sum of it all, pretty much, some action, and then it can like transition onto the next 5 symbols, which could potentially be rewind, play, pause, fast forward, stop. You know, like that could maybe be the name of the perfect acoustic album, the original Subtract, and yeah, crazy. So the next album Ed's got planned is I don't know, the J Balvin or the Aaron Dessner, the second Aaron Dessner produced album. Which one shall I talk about first? I'll talk about the second Aaron Dessner album. So Ed said in the Rolling Stone article, "So guys, the second Aaron Dessner produced album," it says here on the Rolling Stone, "he starts out playing an airy ballad, Magical, from his second album with Dessner. This is how it feels to be in love," he sings. "This is magical." Another Dessner song, a likely single, as a bright Salisbury hill feel. Saturday night is giving me a reason to rely on a strobe light, he sings, amid more meditations of grief. A third Arid production is a surging Bruce Springsteen-inspired track called England. I cannot wait for that album as well. That'll be like a continuation from Subtract. Yeah, I cannot wait for the second Aaron Dessner produced album. Like I said, I do think it's going to be a continuation from Subtract. Like all the bad stuff happened and kind of a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel after all the bad stuff has happened on Subtract. That period of hard time for Ed, and like England Magical has a Salisbury Hill feel. Saturday Night is giving me reason to rely on a strobe light. I cannot wait. Yeah. And then the third album that Ed's recorded and got planned to release whenever is the J Balvin collaboration album, or the J Balvin collaboration projects. I'm not sure. And also it says this on the Rolling Stone article: there, as it turns out, yet another completed album waiting in the wings. A collaboration with reggaeton superstar J Balvin. They knocked the whole thing out last year after Sheeran randomly encountered Balvin, Jose he calls him, in a hotel gym a couple of years earlier. The album is all ready to go. Complete with already shot videos, but again, with no release in sight. He plays a track that bridges Afropop and reggaeton, joined by Burna Boy and Balvin. Another Balvin-produced track is a collaboration with Daddy Yankee, with Sheeran singing a hook between rapped verses. Yet another is a slower reggaeton song where Sheeran actually raps in Spanish. I wrote it in English, he says, and then they translated it in the studio. There are collaborations with Pharrell and Shakira as well. Turns out Sheeran has been writing for her next album too. The J Balvin, I've been waiting for this album for over a year already, ever since Ed released See Gay and Forever My Love. I'm going to play you guys this video from last March, the end of March last year. Ed talks about that album right there.
And then he was in New York and I was in New York, and we went into the studio for a day, made 3 songs. And then he said to me, if we make one more song, we can make it an EP. And I was like, well, if we make 10 more songs, we can make it an album. And now we've got this long project of lots. It's very interesting. It kind of spans lots of genres.
And then also on Ed's Instagram post from last year when he announced See Gay and Forever My Love, he has been working on songs with J Balvin, which you'll find out more soon, and I'll put you, which you'll know about more soon. Yeah, you can see it on screen there. And also, J Balvin, this is going to be totally separate from Ed. J Balvin was on a podcast with Mike Tyson, and then J Balvin says his album's ready to go. Is this about the Ed Sheeran collaborative album that they've been working on? I'll play you guys the 2 clips now from them.
It's better when people are really missing you instead of they don't. So, but I'm ready, man. I have the album ready. It's just like the right timing and we're there.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a lot of producers in the album, man. We like to just experiment different sounds. And
You write some music?
The features, they're gonna be dope.
Do
but
you
I'm doing a lot.
write music?
Yes.
And that J Balvin also talks about the producers as well and collaborators as well. It links, guys. It links, Yeah, it links. Definitely links. Defo. Definitely, yeah. So pretty much the 3 upcoming projects that Ed's got planned out is the J Balvin collaboration album, the second Aaron Dessner produced album, and then the original Subtracts, the Perfect Acoustic album. Shoutouts to Dr. Pepper for actually asking Ed this question on his Instagram Q&A. Number 7, J Balvin EP, OG Subtracts, Dessner's second album, which is next? And then Ed put Stewart, his manager, has Cold Nights thinking the same thing. So to be honest, we don't know what is coming next, but one of these projects, either the J Balvin collaboration album, the Perfect Acoustic album, the original Subtracts, or the second Aaron Dessner produced album. So, like I said, in order, I think it's going to be I think the J Balvin project's first, the J Balvin collaboration album first, as all the music videos are already shot and all the songs were already done and completed. I think, yeah. I think, yeah, you know, that it was all recorded last year and it's all done pretty much. I think that will be next. The second Aaron Dessner produced album, I think, will follow after, because I think that will be like a little continuation from some tracks. Like, you know, like the first Aaron produced album, Ed was going through the darkest period of his life, bless him, you know. So he wrote all these songs. It was a form of therapy for Ed. And so the second Aaron Dessner produced album is like, it seems like it's going to be like the light at the end of the tunnel. Like after some tracks and everything, like more upbeat album. And then the perfect acoustic album will come, I think, will be the last, because, you know, we've waited a long time for, as it was supposed to be subtracks, but it would be called the perfect, I'm still calling it the perfect acoustic album, the original subtracks, and I do think that will come near the end of the mathematics tour. I don't know, maybe next year, but I think that might be the second Aaron Dessner album. But I think the definitely J Balvin project first. Ed doesn't even know what order is going to be. Hopefully that will give Ed ideas. I don't know, guys. I don't know. But yeah, guys, I hope we do get like a fun project, aka the J Balvin project this year, as we're in summer now, you know. All the music videos are done. But yeah, and if you guys enjoyed this video of me going through the upcoming projects that Ed's got planned out for the future, the near future, and you know, I don't think number 7 is completed yet, or maybe that the J Balvin project could be the number 7, but I don't know, it might not be. And then Ed's changed it, like, I don't know, reggaeton collaborations projects or something like that. The reggaeton collaborations projects. That is a pretty decent name, not gonna lie. The reggaeton collaborations projects. Yeah. Yeah, and if you guys enjoyed this video of me just going through Ed's future projects in the near future, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.